Hi, it's Peggy Lee, and I just wanted to share with you a quick card tutorial. So we're going to make this really cute sunflower card, and it's thanks so much, using the Close to My Heart sunflower set that is for May, which is the stamp of the month. In May, this is the stamp set, and if you order $50 worth of product, you can get this for $5. Normally $17.95. So we're going to use this stamp right here, and we're going to use the little thanks so much. Also, I use the universal background stamps right here, and I use this script right here. And so I'm just going to kind of speed up the process just a bit to get us through. Let's just put this down here so you kind of see what we're doing. So the first step I did is, this is what we're achieving. So I'm going to do it on a smaller piece just for time's sake. And what I used was my Close to My Heart stamp and Stays On, black Stays On. So I'm going to quickly stamp up my sunflower, and I'm going to stamp it where I think I'd like it. And that one did not come out very well. So, and the reason being is Close to My Heart sells these little cushions that go underneath what you're stamping to give it a really good imprint. And also, I find with Stays On, sometimes I have to puff on it a little bit and then re-ink it for the second time. Let's see how we do now. So put that on there, push a little firm, and pull off. Oh, much better. Look at that gorgeous thing. Alright, now what we're going to do is I have stamped another one, and I trimmed out the sunflower to get this. And what I did is I just stuck two-way glue on the back to make it a Post-it note. So now I can cover my image with the Post-it note part. I can get my stamp image, the script. I'm going to place it on my pad. This one has been well loved, so it might not stick to my block as well as I'd like it to, but that's okay. And now I'm going to do over stamping, and it's kind of like a mask, and I don't want it perfect. I want it to be not perfectly black in every section. So there we go. So we're done with our black Stays On ink for right now. So there's our stamped image, and it's not perfect. I don't want it to be perfect. Pop that right off, and you have an instant background. And it's just so fun to play with that. So that's a great masking technique, as well as stamping. So what we want to do is we want to take this image that we stamped and stamped again to make it look like this. So what I'm going to do now is color the sunflower, and how I did that is I used tons of different colors of Close to My Heart ink. Alright? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the lightest first, which is Creme Brulee, and I'm going to squeeze. Alright? And I'm going to grab my aqua painter, which is filled with water. Okay? So this is just like a paintbrush filled with water, and I'm just squeezing to start the water process. I'm going to pick up some water, and I'm just going to start painting. And I'm going really, really light over this whole image. Okay? So I did that with inks. So I'm just going to do a piece of it just to show you. So that was Creme Brulee. So now I'm going to do sunflower. If I can open it. There we go. And now I'm going to just do sunflower over the whole part. You can also do this with markers And then what I do is sometimes when I do inking with markers, then I'll do a marker. Let's grab, this is sunflower, actually the same ink we're using, and I will quickly just color it in overall, and then I grab my aqua water paintbrush and I go over it with water. So I did many layers. Let's see what's next. It would be Gold Rush. So I'm going to grab a little bit of that, and I'm just going to go really kind of lightly over the whole thing. Now, with doing this with the water, you can make it as dark as you want or as light as you want. You can have some of the flowers more yellow or more orange, because sunflowers are many different colors. There are even black sunflowers. So, real dark maroon sunflowers. And now this is the Autumn Terracotta. And see how I just kept going over it, but I'm not like pushing really hard with my water brush. I'm just barely going over that. Okay? So there's one thing. And then what I did too, near the center, is I took Desert Sand ink, which is kind of like I want to say kind of like a brush corduroy color. And it's got a little bit of green and a little bit of a brown tone to it. And then I just went in to the centers and brushed outwards. And it kind of gave me that rustic color that you see in sunflowers, kind of like that dirty color that you see. And then I used more browns in the center. So that's how I painted with my aqua brush. Okay, so that's a quick tip. Now what we're gonna do, this is just a short preview to get it to look like this. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to take, the first color is called Brown Bag, and I'm going to get the ink, I'm going to grab just a regular sponge, and I'm going to start pulling towards the center. Okay? And I'll do it on the side that I inked so you can see. So I'm not going too dark near the center, I'm trying to keep it as light as I can. Now we're going to take Desert Sand that we used already on the sunflower, and I'm just pulling in again right over the same spot that I did. Okay, and then the next one is going to be Chocolate. Chocolate's my favorite out of the Close from Heart colors, and you're just going to pull in more. So it's kind of like using the Tim Holtz blending tool, but you're just using it with a regular old just sponge. Okay? Now I'm going to go back over with the brown bag for the first one we started with. I'm going to ink up my sponge really well, and I'm just going to pull that color in. So this really shows you how well our colors blend well together. Look at that. And we got this. Isn't that pretty? It's just so pretty. And to get the colors in the center, I just used the same ink colors that I did for the Distress look for the center with my water brush. Okay? So now that we have this all prepared, we can set this one aside. This is all prepared and ready to be put on our card base. So we're going to do one more step I want to show you real quick, and it's the seam binding. Close to My Heart has seam binding, color ready seam binding in our new catalog. And what I had done is I took a piece of this, I wrapped it around my card like that. Okay? Then I took my scissors and I snipped it. Alright? So I'm going to set this ribbon aside. We're going to set this here for now. Actually, I'm going to move my card bases out of the way so they don't get colored on. So what I did is I wanted to make my own close to my heart mist, color mist. So I took close to my heart autumn terracotta reinker that goes on my ink pad. And I just took a basic jar from the dollar bin at any store, Walmart, anywheres. I filled it up to here with water. I dripped, I don't know, maybe 6 to 8 ink drops in my water. Okay. And then I took this product that Close to My Heart doesn't sell, but it's called Perfect Pearls, and it's by Reinker. And it's just the white mica pigment, mica powder. And this is what gives our mist that shiny look, and it's just really pretty. So what you mix it up really well, then you take your look at that, isn't that fun? Now I could have, this is a really light terracotta, I could have added more reinker to my water base and it would get darker. And then what I did, because I really sopped that up, I really kind of pat out the excess of water. Okay, so you have this right here, and what I do to get the seam binding, get my hands messy here for a second, I wad it up in a ball like that. Okay, just wipe off my hands, because I like the crinkly look. It's perfect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it apart. I'm going to grab my heat tool, and I'm just going to quickly dry it. Squish it all up, because you want the wrinkles, because it makes it look like really old seam binding. Now if it's too light for you, you can add more mist to it, or another color. Okay, so that's good. So now we have our seam binding all ready to go. So let's put the card together. So here's our components. This is a standard size card, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. We're going to fold it in half. Alright. I'm going to use a bone folder. Okay, our card base. Done. Perfect. Now what we're going to do is we're going to ink the edges up. And how I did that is I used Outdoor Denim. Now this is an old Close to My Heart ink pad. This is the new. So I've been with the company for a long time, so I have a lot of the old sets. So I'm just going to ink up Outdoor Denim ink, and this is Outdoor Denim cardstock, and I'm just slightly giving it some color. Very, very little. Not a lot. And while I've got the ink out, I'm going to take this one that we finished, and I'm just going to quickly go over it with Outdoor Denim. Just to kind of give it that depth when we pop it up. Alright, we can put that away. Alright, so now let's go ahead and adhere this on to here. Now how I'm going to do that today is actually using quick dry, or 450 quick dry glue. I do have liquid glass, which we will be using later. You could use glue dots. You could use pop dots. You could use any adhesive you want. I've started using this 450 liquid glue, and I just really like it. So another reason why I'm using the 450 is because I have used all of my liquid glass, is almost all gone. So I need to order some more. So that's another reason why. So we're going to put this one down. And this is cut at a little smaller than 4 1/4. So it's at 4 by 5 1/4. And then The next piece, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to glue that down. Alright. I'm going to glue that right on here. And then this piece is cut just a 1/4 inch smaller. Okay, and now what we're going to do is we're going to wrap our ribbon around our picture. We're going to tie a cute little bow, and I didn't leave myself a lot of room with this one for some reason, but we can get it to work. Alright. Let's see here. Oops. Of course, when you're on camera, you can't seem to tie a straight bow. Alright, let's pull that down. Whoops. Alright, let's fix this bow here. Well, now I've got to fix my ribbon. Alright. You know what we're going to do? Let's put a piece of ribbon, I think my problem is I can't move it, or it's moving too much on me. So we're going to put that there, like that. And then I'm going to tie a bow. There we go. Oops. If I can get my bow to go the right way, it wouldn't be so bad. Well, you know, I could cut this out of the video, but then it shows you that everyone struggles with bows. So, or you know what we could do? So let's tie it in a knot. Okay. And then tie it in a bow. Well, the reason I'm having a hard time, it wasn't completely dry. And that's why it's like, kind of like just shriveled on itself. So let me just pop this out a little bit here. Alright. Now we're going to do a little loop. A little loop, and like that. Well, alright, you know what my problem is this is just way too short. So, I'm going to fix it. Let's just do it again. Let's just cut a piece of ribbon. Hopefully that'll be long enough. And we'll just mist again. You guys will get to see me mist again. I'm going to mist right on here. This is real time, people. I don't have time to do videos where you have to edit half an hour. That should be, well, that's still just a little bit too wet. So let's dry a little bit more. Use your bone tool if it's too hot. Alright. Here we go. Here we go. maybe if I do it this way, my bow will tie right. Tying a bow upside down. I have not mastered the art of tying bows. It usually takes me quite a while to tie a bow that I'm impressed with. So, and I'm going to just slide this over just a little bit. And then, yep, see, I'm untying it again, people. There we go. Woohoo! Only took 15 minutes to tie a bow. And I have to tell you, that's how long it takes me in real life too. Because bows are not always easy to tie. Alright, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to grab some pop dots. I'm going to put one in each corner. And I like to put one in the middle. There. There. Alright. Just making sure that all these are off. And I found these pop dots. These are kind of cool. These are at my local scrapbook store. And they were kind of big. And at first I was like, oh, I don't want to use big ones. But I kind of like them. They're kind of nice for a card base like this because you get really good coverage. Alright, now this inner piece of my card is not cut perfect. It's not cut to exactly the... I cut this piece of cardstock before I just want to loosen that up a little bit. Before I made my card. So it's a little bit not the right size. Now I'm just going to take a glue dot, put a glue dot down on there, just to kind of hold the ribbon from running all over the place, wonky. So I find these little paper thin glue dots are amazing. Okay. So now I'm going to just play with my bow a little bit more. Okay. Now we're going to take some, where'd it go? Some waxy flax from Close to My Heart. I'm going to cut off a string of it, just a small string. And what we're going to do next is, and take this little piece of card, we're going to stamp the word thanks so much on it. I'm going to get a little tiny Close to My Heart clear block. I'm going to put that on there. Get the black Close to My Heart black ink. Alright. We're going to stamp thanks so much on there. Now because this is so small, you can use your paper trimmer, but I just use a pair of scissors. And I just trim it out as close as I can. And I want it this small. I don't want it really big. Then I'm going to pop a hole in it with a 1/16, I think. And I'm going to take my same sponge that has my brown ink on it, and I'm just going to sponge over it because I kind of want it to have the same feel as my card. Okay? Now we're going to thread our waxy flax floss in the little hole like that. We're going to tie it around our bow. I'll tie it in a double knot to make sure it stays put. Okay. Okay, like that. And then we're going to take a tiny piece of just one little glue dot. We're going to cut one of these in half. Okay, we're just going to put it on the back of here. Remove the backing. Alright, and we're just going to place that. Oops, it came up too close. We're just going to place it like right there, because I want it to be, I'm going to trim our ends. This one's fine. Alright, let's just move that like that. Trim our end. Alright, just like that. Now, real quickly, I want to show you how I got the glossy look. If you look real close, you can see that it almost looks like dew, like morning dew is on here. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to take liquid glass from close to my heart, and this is going to get, now your tip will be a very pointed tip, but mine has been cut off because I'm down to hardly anything in the bottle, and I find it gets really clogged that way. So I'm just going to pull this up a little bit. And I'm just going to put a little bit in the center, and I'm just barely touching the flower. And I'm kind of going in where it's a little bit darker in the center. I'm also going to lift up my ribbon, my bow. I'm also going to put liquid glass on my little thing that says thanks so much. Kind of gives it a little bit of glossy look. And don't forget the stem going down. Alright. And there you have it. You have a one-of-a-kind, cute little thank you card. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you.